Hi, Scott Gross from GTV Sports. I'm here with head softball coach Matt Fleming. Matt, a beautiful day for a softball game. And again, this is my first home game, not yours. So tell me a little bit about so far the season, 2-1, right?
Yeah, and it's really been a tale of two starts for us, or three starts, I should say. We came out of the gates a little rusty, and the first game at MV, it was cold. There was a lot of the elements were a factor in that game, and we hung in there, but we didn't play our best game. When we walked in here for our home opener, the girls had a lot of energy, and they certainly did what they needed to do to get that run rule win. But at the end of the day, it wasn't a very clean game. By the third game, they finally cleaned it up. They played an outstanding game against PA. Kaylu Chenard threw a 5-hitter through the game, and really the story of that game was her dominating pitching with solid defense behind them. We only put 3 runs in the game, and it mattered.
Looks like today you're going to have a pretty tough matchup today, right, with Plymouth.
Absolutely. The coaching staff for Plymouth just does a great job every year of being in the hunt and being a tough team to beat. We expect them to be a real challenge. They were in the Final Four last year, so we know we have to bring our A game today. And all weekend long, the girls were preparing for this and talking about the fact that they needed to be prepared to face good pitching, good defense, and a decent offense from Plymouth. So.
One of the things this year with Goffstown softball is they're really playing a lot more in terms of competition. So, Matt, tell me about, before you'd play like a lot of these teams twice. Some of them are not that competitive. This year, I think you're playing a lot of different teams that we typically don't see in the schedule.
Sure. Actually, we prefer this type of schedule. It's really how you finish. It's not how you start. And, having a little bit of a tough start was good for us because it gave us bearing. But we're seeing 17 different opponents this year. And in years past, we maybe saw 7. And so now not to double up in games on weaker opponents and actually play good, solid teams will make us better for the postseason and give us a better opportunity of being a more competent team and well-rounded when it really matters. And so that's what we're looking towards.
All right, so we are 3 games into the season. Give me a word to describe your team so far, 3 games in. One word that you're happy with, your team.
Yeah, they're gelling.
They're gelling? Okay.
They are gelling, The chemistry with these kids is unbelievable. They walked in and seamlessly just went back to work again. And although they had some miscues and they were just trying to get their identity out there, boy, did they get along great. And they communicate well with one another. And they're starting to transition that type of atmosphere from the dugout out onto the field. And when that happens, great things can happen in the game of softball. And so I'm very excited for what they're going to do for us here today.
All right, Matt, want to wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so
we'll
much.
catch you after the game no matter what. So
You bet.
I hope you win, but if you don't, you got to tell us what happened.
We'll give you the story no matter what. Thank you.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to Goffstown High School for a beautiful Monday afternoon. My name is Scott Gross, and I'm joined by Bill Ruel. Bill, it's a pleasure to come back into the booth with you. I missed you the first time around.
And we missed you.
So we've got, I think, going to be a great game today. Plymouth is coming in with a 3-1 record, Goffstown 2-1, but I'm hearing only really good things about Plymouth.
Yeah, I spoke to Matt last week, and he said this school's really turned their program the last couple of years. They're buoyed by a pitcher who probably could have been Player of the Year last year. And Goffstown has its work cut out. They did play well up at Pembroke, and we hope that they'll just carry that right over into today's game.
And like I said, I don't think you can get a better day than today. The forecast, unfortunately, for the rest of the week is not so promising, but today is about 72 degrees, beautiful sunshine day. It is school vacation week, so that has been mixed, I guess, for the crowd. I've seen some people here that I ordinarily don't see because they have kids at other schools. But by the same token, we're not seeing a whole lot of the student section because of the school vacation week.
And they're going to miss a good game if they're not here.
So if we can, I'm going to ask Kevin, our cameraman, to try to go to show some of the players here. Behind the plate, we have Ali Lombardi, and on the mound is Kaylee Schwinnard, who will be pitching today.
For Plymouth, number 14, playing center field, Jordan Mayer.
First base will be Megan Purcell. Second base is Emily Fournier. The shortstop is Justine Watterson. Third base is Shannon Gifford. And we'll hit the outfield after the next pitch. It's number 14, Jordan Myers at the plate. She shows bunt and fouls it off. In right field, we have Amber Davis. Center field is Kara Lendry. And in left field is Kate Mazurski.
I wonder if that bunt's going to show how they're going to play today.
Swinging away. A little bit on the outside. That's a 1-1 count. And that's a pop up to the first baseman. Megan Purcell grabs it for the first out. Nice easy play for Purcell. And a good pitch. It looked like it jammed her a little bit.
Yeah, she got it on the handle a little.
Second base, number 4.
Jackie Galmer, number 4. She plays second base. She's now in the box. The ball's low and inside for ball 1. Infield is playing a little bit in, about 2 steps in. At third is Shannon Gifford. Same thing with Purcell. That ball's high for ball 2. Shortstop and second baseman are playing at normal depth, as well as the outfield looks like they're playing about normal depth as well. That ball's right in there for a strike. The count is now 2-1 to Jackie Gomer, the second baseman. In the dirt, that one gets by the catcher. Nobody's on, doesn't matter. It's a 3-1 count. That one got away from the pitcher. Kaylee Schwinnard. All important pitch here, 3-1.
Good pitch.
That's good pitch. That was a rise ball, looked like, to even up. I mean, not to even up the count. Now it's a 3-2 full count on Jackie Galmer.
She's a little bit in a crouch stance when you look at her. Look at her.
Nice pitch. Again, another tough pitch by Schwinnard. And great job by Jackie Galmer fouling that one off. This is a battle right here. Another pop-up called by Shannon Gifford.
That's a good pitch.
And that's a 2 outs for the Plymouth Bobcats.
Now this is the girl I watched in.
Yeah, she can swing the ball, right, Bill?
Yeah, in the pre-warm-ups, she was driving the ball. I don't think you want to give her.
Keller, and outfield is playing, pretty deep, I'd say. And that ball is popped right back to the pitcher, Kaylee Schwinnard. Great reflexes, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Goffstown. Great reflexes by Kaylee Schwinnard on that one. Woo. Line drive right back to the pitcher. So good start for Kaylee Schwinnard.
And she didn't throw a lot of pitches, which is another good thing. Well, when you look at the lineup, we're hitting the ball. There's no doubt about that. We haven't had a home run yet, but that'll come. And this is the thing I thought of last year. At the end of the year, we probably hit the ball well it's what's going to do with our pitching. Is our pitching going to be able to stay in and carry us?
So this year, Bill, we've got more technology. So we've got a JVC camera that allows us to do an overlay on the screen, so we really have minimal type of editing. And what I'm doing is we're doing a little bit of double duty. You're keeping the book, and right now I'm trying to help out Kevin, and I'm keeping the balls and strikes and outs and scores and all that fun stuff. Looks like some good speed here by the pitcher, and that is Jivan Sandhu?
Yep, Sandhu.
And I hope I'm pronouncing her name right.
She's been around the plate with every one of her warm-ups.
And you're saying that she was the one who was...
I think that's the one from last year, yeah. Okay.
So we're going to start off with Kate Mazurski.
Got a 250 batting average. Stands in sort of upright.
It's in the dirt for ball one. And I'll tell you, Mazurski, I've gone to a lot of the practice, as you have too, Bill, and Mazurski has just a tremendous speed. And one of the things I really like about Kate is that she has such an upbeat attitude.
I know she had a tough game up at Pembroke, but what she did in the field was more important.
Yeah, she's got tremendous speed, and she really chases down a lot of balls. That one gets thrown by her for strike one. It's a 2-1 count. We're in the bottom of the first inning here at Goffstown High School as the Grizzlies take on the Bobcats of Plymouth. And that ball is swung early, and that'll even up the count 2-2, Bill.
Looks like to me the outfield's fairly shallow.
Yeah.
And
which might make sense. I mean, you know, if they did any type of scouting, they're going to know that Mazurski doesn't have a ton of power. She's more of a contact hitter when she does. And that ball is now full count. And this is one thing, if you're Plymouth, you don't want to put someone like Mazurski on the bases.
No.
Because she's so devastatingly fast. And she gets a hold of that one too, and that's what you want to do. Yep. You want to show that you're going to battle up there. And so far, we've seen a couple in the top of the first. We saw, I think it was Jackie Galmer in there for a battle against Schwinnard, and now we've got another one here. And this is just good softball, Bill. And she hits one deep to center field, but underneath it is the center fielder making the catch, and that was Jordan Meyer.
So she did get a good piece of that. And
now batting for Goffstown, the catcher, number 16, Ali Lombardi.
Lombardi comes in with batting average 667. She's
here,
hit the ball well.
Yeah, see here, they're playing a little shallow on someone like her. She crushes the ball. That's in there for a strike.
Looks like the shortstop and second baseman are back a bit, though. First baseman's deep also.
Yeah, I think you got to respect Lombardi's power.
Third baseman is right with the bag, though.
Ooh, she went after a really high pitch. She even smiled at that one. Tell you, Lombardi came into this season, I'm talking very well conditioned. Ball's high.
She overthrew it.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the difference, you know, in terms of discipline. Allie would ordinarily be in a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Now she's in a hole. And when you're in those types of counts, you know you're going to get something by the plate. And that's a hit for Lombardi right to center field.
Nice job. Nice job, Ellie.
So we got one out in the bottom of the first inning with a runner on first base and Ali Lombardi. In comes the Megan Purcell, the first baseman. Let's see what Coach Fleming has in order here. And Purcell takes a solid rip, almost breaks a window of the cafeteria in the process.
Meg comes in with a 5.38 average. She has hit the ball well.
And they're playing her deep. I mean, the left fielder is playing on the warning track. A lot of respect for Purcell. She pops another one up. And that ball is coming off the roof. Crowd looks like it's picking up here on a gorgeous day in Goffstown. That ball is high.
It's almost like she wasted that pitch.
Well, clearly, I don't think you want to challenge Purcell
No,
here. I just
no.
don't. So, I mean, if you're in a pitcher's count, 0-2, you want to waste one, maybe even two. And that's fouled off as well.
All right, she's fouled him off a little late on the swing,
Yep.
but we're getting a piece of the ball.
I think she's trying to get the pitcher's pitch count up. No. In softball, that's really not much of an issue. Baseball, yes, but a lot of these ladies, they can probably pitch. I think Schwinnard pitched like 120 pitches one game. Another one, and that one is fouled on the – so she got a little bit late. I wonder if the pitcher throws an off-speed pitch here, if she'd be way
We haven't
ahead of
seen
it.
one.
We haven't, but, I mean, you're setting her up for one. Ooh, that one looked a little low. That's going to be called out on Meg Purcell. She strikes out for 2 outs.
Now batting for Goffstown, number 3, Amber Davis.
So we still have a runner on first base and Allie Lombardi, and now Amber Davis is in the batter's box.
Amber's got a 300 average.
And that one's right over the plate for strike one. Good pitcher here for Plymouth in Jivan Sandhu. Good control so far and good speed on her fastball. And that ball is hit to the third baseman, and that's thrown out to end the inning. So at the bottom of the first, we are tied 0-0.
After one filling in a play, there is no score.
As I said in the beginning, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah.
I look for it to be a close score. Both teams are experienced.
We're waiting for Sloan to get some grooving tunes or some music going here, but she's trying to get the password.
So we got 2 games this week.
Today and on Wednesday. Wednesday's a little bit perilous in terms of the weather, I think, so it
Yeah.
could be a rain out.
And then 2 next week. 3 next week.
Leading off the Plymouth, number 24, designated player, Casey Johnson.
So Casey Johnson, number 24, steps in. She's the designated player, which means that she just hits. She does not play in the field. And Schwinnard's first pitch is low for ball one.
This girl can clock the ball
Yeah.
too. It looks like she's built to hit the ball.
Outside for ball 2. So Schwinnard is not afraid to try to paint the corners, and she does not want to, throw a fat one, especially to someone like this who obviously is a good hitter. She fouls one off. 2 balls and 1 strike. We're in the top of the second. Middle of the infield is playing a little deep. That ball's in the dirt for 3-1. It was like an off-speed pitch, it looked like.
Yeah.
but wasn't around the plate. It didn't fool number 24, Casey Johnson. And she fouls one back, and that will make it a full count. I think that's like our third full count so far this game. Lendry's playing straight away center, and that's fouled off again. We're going to go through a lot of balls today, Bill.
I think if you put a ball low on this girl, you got a good chance to get her out. Don't put it up high.
I would agree. Ooh. Like that one. So that puts a runner at first base in Casey Johnson. She gets a walk.
Next up for Plymouth, playing shortstop, number 2, Emily Boyd.
So Emily Boyd, number 2, steps in. She is our shortstop today for Plymouth. And let's see if Goffstown can turn 2 or get the lead runner here on a ground out. That's right in there for a strike.
They may fool me, but I don't think this girl's going to bunt. The girl at first doesn't look like a speed demon.
And that's a ball on the inside part of the plate. That evens it up at 1-1, but that's a good idea, I thought, too. I heard that from the pitching coach, trying to jam her a bit. A little bit on the outside for ball 2. Oh, that was
smoked.
Sizzled right by there. And Amber Davis falls over, I think, the turf there, so that's going to be a hit. That ball was crushed by Megan Purcell. And now we've got runners at first and second base, no outs, and the pitcher is now up to the plate. We got a force out at third base. That's in there for a strike. Tell you, I don't know if our cameraman can zoom in on the batter's foot. It looks like it's almost like completely facing the plate. And then she crushes one to center field.
Second base.
And second baseman gets back. So good job by Lendry to make that put out. That's a line drive to center field for an out.
Next up for the Lady Bobcat, the catcher, number 12, Jenna Flaherty.
In steps Jenna Flaherty, number 12, catcher for today's game. And that's in there for a strike. That was a really nice play by Lendry. It was hit directly at her. That could have been trouble. If that was like, 4 or 5 feet either way, that would have been trouble for Goffstown. We have 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out here in the top of the second inning. And that's 2 balls in the strike. Was she even showing bunt, or
no.
It's like they keep yelling it, but
she might have just come up on the bat a little bit.
Two count, that evens it up.
Again, I don't think I'd bunt with the girl at second base.
Again, Chouinard's meat and potatoes is really her pitching around the edges. And another foul off. And we've got a freshman at third base in Shannon Gifford. She's playing for the injured Taylor Gagnon. And she strikes out.
That's a good pitch.
Number 12. That was a great pitch. Took a little bit off that one.
Big out.
So we've got 2 outs now.
Now batting, number 7, Emma Cooper, playing third base.
And in steps Emma Cooper.
Third.
She's safe. Good throw.
All right, so what do we do here?
So we got runners now at second and third. A little bit high. That's now the 2-0 count. So now we've got runners in scoring position, and conceivably a hit here could score 2. That's in there for a strike. That was a nice pitch, low and on the inside part of the plate.
Chouinard's a battler. She battles out there, every single batter.
Number 7, Grace Como. And that ball is hit to Fournier. And she throws out
Cooper.
Como to end the inning. So a little bit of a scary situation there for Goffstown, but they Plymouth strands 2. So Chouinard gets out of trouble with that ground out to second baseman Emily Fournier. And as we head into the bottom of the second inning, it is still tied 0-0. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Cooper.
Yep. So we come up with 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to have a Shannon Gifford coming up.
She's a freshman. And I'll tell you, she's got some real good talent.
I promised her dad that if she got a hit, I'd play a special song for her.
He was your replacement.
I heard that.
Leading off the Lady Grizzlies,
She has a 500 average going in.
Shannon Gibbett.
Which means I have to do a really quick switch here. Yeah, if it happens, you know. I'm optimistic, though. Ball's outside. It's a 1-0 count to Gifford. That's in the dirt. 2-0 count. You know, important here for Goffstown, you want to get base runners. You know, you want to try to create things. And she hits one to the shortstop, and she gets thrown out. So she grounds out to the shortstop for the first out of the inning.
Now batting for Goffstown, number 11, Justine Watterson, playing shortstop.
In steps in number 11, Justine Watterson. She is Goffstown's shortstop.
She sports a 400 average.
That's in there for a strike. Nice
That's
pitch,
a good pitch,
low.
yeah.
You know, what I like about both these pitchers is that they're smart. You know, they're not throwing anything fat over the plate. It's all like inside, outside, low, you know. It's another solid pitch. I mean, I thought it was a little high, but it was close enough. And Watterson strikes out, swinging.
What I noticed about Watterson, she was way in the back of the box, too.
Now batting, 0-0, the pitcher, Kaylee Chenard.
In steps Kaylee Chenard, the pitcher. And that's in there for a strike.
She sports a 400 average, and I saw a perfect bunt laid down in the last game against Bow.
Although she's not showing bunt here. Now she is now. And that is a beautiful bunt by Chouinard. And she's safe.
As I said, I saw a perfect bunt laid down in the last game.
Wow.
And today.
Yeah, I don't think you could do, I mean, maybe if it was like maybe a foot further down the line, might have been totally perfect. But she's got tremendous speed. And, you know, a lot of times in softball, you can give a courtesy runner to the pitcher or the catcher. But I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense with Chouinard's speed. So in steps number 4, Emily Fournier, playing second base. You'll recall she had that nice put out, and she's a little bit late on that one.
I think Chouinard knows the dirt here because that ball died right down there.
She holds up. She was looking at swinging at that one, so that evens it up at a 1-1 count. We've got 2 outs. I'm curious to see if anybody challenges these catchers, you know, trying to steal a base. That ball is high and outside to Fournier. 2-1 count, 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning. We're all tied at 0. And she fouls one off.
Good stroke.
To even up the count at 2-2. A lot of deuces here. So if you got 4 of a kind right here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the second inning.
She's way up in front of the box, too.
Which is a little strange, right? This girl she's got some pretty decent speed on her pitch. That's high. That's another full count. You know, we like full counts in broadcasting. It's good for our advertisers, although we don't have any. And she goes down swinging. Good pitch. No, don't.
After 2 full innings, the game is still scoreless.
So we're headed to the top of the third. So what you got? Plymouth pitcher has what, 3 strikeouts or 4?
Plymouth pitcher has 3 strikeouts. She's around the plate too most of the time, you know, so you're going to really have to bear down. You know, you can't hope for a walk. You got to get there and be ready to smack it.
Yeah, sometimes you're right. I think with a pitcher like for Plymouth, you might be swinging on your first pitch or 2 because that might be the best one you get.
So for them, they got last 2 hitters in the lineup.
I tell you, I don't. I'm talking with Coach Fleming, and I think you're seeing a lot of parity this year in Division II. I mean, there's probably about 6 teams that are, right? 6, 7 teams that are really good.
Plus, his schedule was really improved from last year.
Right. Which is what you want that, though. I don't think you want to go in and have all these kind of easy games, and then when you get into the playoffs, you're kind of like you're just not battle tested.
You have to play competition because when you get to the tournament, you're going to face competition.
So in steps Grace Como, number 5. She's the left fielder for Plymouth. Chouinard pitches ball 1. I would say that, you know, looking at Chouinard, she's having a little bit of control problems, and she's not as tight in terms of what I've seen her in the past. Nice pitch there for a strike.
But you can never count her out, though.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. I think
she's a battler.
She definitely battles. But it's always good if you're a pitcher to try to, you know, to get ahead. And that ball's hit to Gifford. And she's going to be out at first base.
Stretch.
A very, very close play.
What a stretch.
But what a stretch by Megan Purcell and a diving play by Shannon Gifford. But you got to give the out to Megan Purcell there.
As we said, what were they, 14s last year, her shoes?
Yeah.
It might be 16s this year.
Yeah.
Jordan Mayer.
number 14, is that Molly Edmark? Jordan Meyer, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's right. Molly is playing left field, but she's not
Doesn't
she's
hit.
not a batter. And Jordan popped up to Purcell on her first at bat. You got a 2-0 count to Jordan Meyer, the center fielder. She shows bunt, a great bunt, and she'll be safe. What a beautiful execution on that bunt. And again, that was just like Chouinard's bunt.
Now batting, Jackie Garland.
That was so beautifully executed.
And actually, we were playing pretty good defensively. We had fielders all coming in.
But the ball was bunted in no man's land, and that's a just perfect execution. And that's in there for a strike. So let's see if Jordan Meyer does anything on the base paths. We've got a pretty good catcher in Allie Lombardi, good arm. But if you see where they're playing, shortstop's playing shaded to third base side. She's got a long way to go.
Yeah, you got to shorten that up a little bit.
Especially when you got a runner at first. So I mean, it just seems a little bit strange that she's that far away. So maybe Fournier is going to go over. Fournier's cheating towards second. And that's a
Striker
strikeout for.
Now batting, Tristan Keller.
Tristan Keller is up. That's a ball. She had a line drive right back to Chouinard in that first inning. That ball was rocketed, and Chouinard had good reflexes. And that's why pitchers wear a mask. Because you can, if you're not paying attention, even if you are paying attention, you just got to have really quick reflexes. And she shows bunt, and that ball is thrown, and that is safe. Again, and I will say that shortstop was a little bit late in getting over there. The ball was thrown a little high, but that's a stolen base for Meyer. One count. So we have a runner in scoring position in Meyer, and number 23, Keller, who hit the ball well. And she hits the ball to Purcell, who's an octopus at first base.
Yep.
But again, very sharply hit ball, and Plymouth goes down.
No runs, one hit.
Just the game we expected, gentlemen.
Yep.
But Tristan Keller, I mean, I tell you, if I'm Goffstown, I'm very nervous about this girl because she's hit the ball sharply now twice, but just right at Goffstown players. I tell you got to be impressed with Purcell's glove, right?
Yeah. You know, she's a big girl. She covers the base well. She'll stick her head right in there to make a play.
But just that stretch before, I mean, I'll tell you something. We'll see as the season goes on, but don't be surprised if Megan Purcell, if her bat does what her bat has done in the past, and her glove is the way it is. I mean, she could be a legitimate all-state first baseman.
Yeah.
From what I've seen.
Leading off the Grizzlies, Kara Lendry.
So the center fielder, Kara Lendry, she has yet to go to the plate. So she will lead off the bottom of the third.
Lendry at 375.
That's low for ball one. It's a scoreless game, folks. In the bottom of the third inning, we knew this was going to be a tight game between two really good teams. She fouls one off.
The
catcher. Hopefully the catcher's okay.
I think it got her in the shoulder.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yep, she's pointing to her right shoulder.
A lot of times you just got to go and try to walk that one off. But that's one of the tough things about being a catcher is that you get those foul tips.
Well, I think they're concerned because that's her throwing arm,
Yeah.
too.
Right.
She's a tough girl back in at it.
All right, good job by the catcher. Gritty job by Jenna Flaherty. Hopefully she's okay. And Landry steps back in. She fouls one off. That's strike two. Landry had I think it was in the first inning. I'm sorry, it was the second inning. She had a really nice line drive catch off the pitcher.
Yeah.
She's got 1 ball and 2 strikes. She hits one in the hole, that's a base hit for Kara Landry, so she'll lead off with a hit.
Nice job at bat. Now we got to move these runners. We got to move them.
Yeah, this is a bunting situation. Good speed with Landry, and Mazurski can bunt, and she also has great speed. So this is where you have to do it.
Look where the first baseman's playing.
Right. That's what you wanted to do. Great execution by Mazurski.
Sacrifice bunt.
She gets a sac bunt, 1 out, runner at second base. She did her job, and now comes Alyssa Lombardi,
Allie Lombardi.
the catcher.
Right, base hit first time.
And she had a hit, base hit to center field. Good speed with Landry, so she could come up and score on a good base hit. That ball's inside to Lombardi. You know, if I'm Plymouth, I believe it or not, I pitch around her a little bit, but I'd sooner take my chances with Purcell. That's outside for ball 2. Maybe that's their strategy.
Yeah, maybe they're not going to give her something. Yeah.
I think Lombardi is hitting like 650 for the season or something in 3 games. Yeah, she is pitching around her. And again, if Lombardi
667. Yeah.
Lombardi swung at a really high one on her first at bat, and she's been a little bit more disciplined. So it's a 3-0 count, and I would not be surprised if they're doing this strategy. I mean, these coaches, they all know each other. And I noticed Cole Brown coach is here watching this game. He's doing a little scouting.
Look.
And that one is on the outside part of the plate for a strike.
Just before the pitch, he moved up in the box,
Yeah.
too. I noticed that. Watch closely this time. See if she does the
I
same
wonder if
thing.
Landry's getting a good lead, too. I'm just curious.
Oof.
2-2 count. I tell you, I'd like to see Landry get a little bit bigger lead because she can see the shortstop. She can't see the second baseman, but she can take a lot bigger lead. That ball skied high to the shortstop. And there's almost a collision between the shortstop and the center fielder for that second out, I should say, of the inning.
Matt called timeout. He wants to talk to Megan. Now, she had a pretty long at bat last time.
She did.
She fouled 4 or 5 balls off, you know.
So maybe she's, it's about, are you getting the timing? Runner at second base for Goffstown. In the bottom of the third with 2 outs, Purcell, who's the first baseman, she steps in. And she crushes one to second base for the out. So a line drive that's taken away by the Plymouth second baseman.
No runs, 1 hit.
This is a great game.
Yep. Yep.
We head to the top of the 4th. So Schwinnard will go back into the pitching circle. and she will face Casey Johnston, who I think she walked her first time
right.
up. So
she's got Johnston, Boyd, and Sandu.
yeah. Yeah, I've been impressed with Chouinard in the sense that she does do a good job in terms of she hits her corners. You know, I mean, she doesn't have a devastating fastball,
No,
but she mixes up her speeds really well, and I think she really pitches well.
Leading off for Plymouth in the top of the 4th inning, the designated player, Casey Johnson.
again, with this girl, I think I'd keep the ball down as much as you can.
So Casey Johnson steps in. If you'll recall, she drew a walk at her first plate appearance, and that one's high for ball 1. And I don't know, maybe Matt recognizes the fact that she's a good hitter, because he really hasn't. They haven't given her much. She fouls that one off. Even ups the count at 1-1. Really nice crowd here too. It kind of got bigger as the afternoon has gone on to catch a great softball game between two good programs here. And another off-speed pitch, and that's fouled off as well. So she's got the hitter in Plymouth guessing now as to what's coming. And that's always challenging when you're a hitter, when you're not sure what the next pitch is going to be.
Change it.
Another, yep. She took a ton off that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes with no outs. Johnson is at the plate.
That's
and
it.
she strikes her out.
Yep. That's her 3rd strikeout so far. This Boyd, last time up, hit that single.
Right.
And it was a sharp hit.
Yep. Again, there's a big hole in between second and short. The ball's right back to the pitcher. Chouinard throws out. Whoa! Ooh. She almost threw that one away. Again, that's when you don't have to go and rock it. You know,
No.
you just got to throw it over there.
2 outs. Sandu's up.
Sandu's up. Line
hit
drive
that
center. She crushed it.
Yeah.
So I think you got to respect that. Again, straightaway center. They're playing her. That ball's
So
low.
that front foot looks like it's duck-toed in.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, everybody has their little quirks in terms of stances, and she hits it to the same spot. You know,
Yeah.
just you almost saw that one coming. And you're going to see a courtesy runner now come in for the pitcher. And that's Emma Campbell. No relation to Goffstown's Emma Campbell, who was Goffstown's pitcher last year.
Number 1, Emma Campbell. Now batting, number 12, Jenna Flaherty.
So the catcher is now at the plate. She struck out her first at bat. We've got a runner at first in Plymouth, and that's Emma Campbell. That one looked good. Umpire didn't believe that, though. That one looked good, too.
That's right on the corner.
And evens it up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Boy, we got a lot of room in right center field.
Amber Davis is playing kind of close to the line here. Strike 2.
Good pitch. A little took a little off.
No.
No.
Her first
Struck
at
her
bat was a strikeout. And
Another
she strikes out again to end the inning. As we go to the top of the 4th, still scoreless. Bottom of the fourth. That's Chouinard's fourth strikeout, right? So they both have 4, I believe. Just a great game.
Yeah.
You know, and this is something that I think is the benefit of Goffstown's schedule, is that in the past several years, Bill, since I've been following the program, and they've had good success, they were blowing some of these teams out, and that's not good, you know, for anything. I mean, you want to see games like this.
Competition brings the best out
Right.
in you. Competition gets you ready to play down the road. You know, you can go out and schedule teams you know you're going to beat,
Right.
but that won't help you later in the season.
I'll tell you, you see that a whole lot in college football, where programs perennial programs, I mean, you have to strike that balance between, you can't play a schedule where every single week you're killing your guys, but by the same token, you see like why Alabama has been successful and some of these SECs, because the conference is so competitive.
Yeah.
So we got Amber Davis, and what did she do her first time up?
5-3. Third to first.
Right. So Amber Davis will lead off in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Amber Davis.
So far for Goffstown, the furthest player has hit second base, and for Plymouth, they had a second and third opportunity with 2 outs. And Davis takes a fastball high and away for ball 1. Davis has pretty good power herself, and again, a lot of opportunity in that right center field. That looked a little bit high, but hey, listen, they're calling a lot of close pitches here, which is good. You know,
Again, the left fielder is almost on the warning track. Big hole in right center. Shortstop and second baseman, I think, are deep.
I'll tell you, the one thing that we have not seen from the Plymouth pitcher is a whole lot of changeups, right?
She comes right at you.
She comes right at you, and she's been very effective in terms of her placement. See, here I ring the bell here. I go high on her, on Davis. I pitch a high fastball. She pitches one, second shortstop, and that was a close one. That was very close. That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Man.
She was out. So in steps Shannon Gifford, who grounded out to the shortstop.
Right.
That's a strike 1. Oof. That was right by her on that one. She's in a quick 0-2 hole with 1 out. Gifford has a pretty good stick for a freshman, I will say that.
Going to see another hard one.
But it's varsity level here. One-two count with 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. And she gets going to be a seeing eye hit for Shannon Gifford.
We'll give her a single.
Yeah, I'd give her a hit on that one. And I'm hoping that we can play her a song here for her dad. Okay, just hit.
Number 11, Justine Watterson.
Watterson was a strikeout victim.
Watterson can't do it, so she steps in. Dead ball.
Dead ball. Good call. trying to move that runner.
That's always the key. Sack bunt for Watterson. Advances Gifford. And now will Kaylee Chenard help her own cause here? So we have a runner at second base, 2 outs with Chenard, the pitcher. Good lead by Gifford. That's what you want.
Boy, the first baseman is playing deep.
Yeah. Which I hate to say it, another bunt on the first base side. It forces the pitcher to field it. That's low for ball 2. And that ball is dribbled to the third base side, foul for 2 balls and 1 strike.
Look at the left fielder.
Yeah.
She is way in.
Yeah. But that means that if that ball is a seeing eye hit through the left side, Gifford will not be able to score. And that's high and outside, 3-1 count. No one's tested the catcher in terms of can she throw the ball if she got hit by that foul. Here comes a hitter's count right here. And she hits one to the shortstop. She's off the back. She's safe. So now what will happen is Chouinard should take second.
So
what are we going to give her on that one?
I think it's an error.
That's an error.
E on the throw, E6.
Yep, I would agree. So Emily Fournier steps in. And now we've got runners at first and third.
You think Chouinard's
She
going to
has
go?
to go. She has to do it. Yeah, yeah. And they're going to let her go. But crazily, here's another situation where you can bunt. Okay?
Sure.
This is, I mean, the first baseman is so deep.
Just push it in
Push
between.
the ball right there. And now she's quickly in an 0-2 hole with 2 outs, and we've got runners at second and third. And she struck out, if I'm not mistaken, her first at bat.
Yep.
So it's going to come high. Yep.
So we know her waist pitch is up.
Yeah. Well, you can also see the catcher was almost standing up with that right before the same type of situation. They're going to try to get her high. And she just, you can't watch that one go by. You got to take a swing at that one. And that's going to retire Goffstown. They had runners at second and third with 2 outs, couldn't play the runner. And we're going to go to the top of the 5th.
Go into the 5th inning, the score is still 0-0.
You know, these are tough situations for any player, you know. These are scoreless game, and you're just trying to make contact. Good pitcher here for Plymouth.
Cooper Como, and then back up top to the number 1 hitter.
You know, that error on Plymouth was, I think, their first error of the game,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken. And Goffstown has been, have we been clean?
Clean.
Yeah. I have to say, though, you know, in a relatively young season, you know, this is our 4th game. It's Plymouth's 5th game. And to be playing this type of high-level ball is pretty darn good. I think both managers, coaches should be pretty pleased with their team's performance.
This is a good test for both teams.
Yeah, I agree. You know, all things considered, this is not, you know, the easiest place to come into and play. I mean, not every softball facility in Division II has, you know, concession stands and the music, and you know, this is a pretty good facility, all things considered. So in will let's see, we got number 7, Cooper, and she grounded out to second base her first go around. And let's see if they throw a bunt down. Got Gifford, who's one step in at third. And nice
Good
pitch
pitch
by Schwinnard. That was a beautifully placed pitch right at the knees. And she fouls one off, so she quickly goes into an 0-2 hole, and now Schwinnard can decide how she wants to maybe throw some cheapies. And she does.
Thank you.
So Emma Cooper goes down swinging, and in steps Grace Como, the left fielder. She grounded out to Gifford
On a nice
on that
play
beautiful
and a stretch.
play.
Yep.
Right. That ball's high. Gifford should be looking for it. A lot of times players have tendencies where, like the pitcher for Plymouth, she hit the ball twice right up the middle. Right to Emily Fournier.
Good play. Solid infield play.
2 outs. And now we go to the top of the order in Jordan Meyer. Jordan Meyer popped to first in the first inning, and she had a bunt single.
Right.
And a stolen base. That's in there for strike 1. And that's fouled off. Schwinnard's getting into the groove now.
Yeah. Yeah.
She had a little bit of that stretch in that first or second inning where a lot of balls were high. I think she settled down quite nicely. Outside, yeah.
You know, she has a screwball,
Yeah.
and I think that's how she's catching the outside corner on some of these. Oh, waved at it.
And that'll do it. So that was a 1-2-3 inning for Goffstown as we head into the bottom of the 5th inning.
That's 6 strikeouts for Schwinnard.
She looked really good. That was
Yeah.
that was
That's her best inning.
yeah, well, that in the first.
Yep. It's getting down to that point where you need a run.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I hate to say it, but it's all about execution. This could easily be a 1-0 or a 1-run type of game, which it looks like the way it's headed. And so far, Sandu has just pitched extremely well. Again, except for that one little, I think it was the third baseman, I think who had an error. This has been a totally clean game. So Plymouth should be extremely pleased with their pitching, their defense, and they're just, obviously, we're up against 2 awesome pitchers today. See, I think there's opportunities here.
I think her arm hurts her too.
Yeah. But you got to get the situations.
Okay,
you
so
know?
watch their coach sitting on the bucket over here.
Yeah.
I think he may be calling pitches.
He probably is. So Lendry, who had a hit,
Yeah,
a
he
base
is.
hit to the third base side. She takes strike 1. Lendry's quiet. but she is a gamer, very focused. She fouls one back. 0-2 hold. Very workmanlike in practice. Again, she's developed into a really nice center fielder.
Ball up. High pitch.
Ooh. That was a great pitch by Sandhu. I tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if you see another one high in LA.
Outside.
Yeah.
Again, going to the outside.
And she hits one to second base, nicely picked up and
play.
thrown out. So nice play by Jackie Galmer.
All right, we're back to the top of the order. Time for Kate to get a good hit.
So Mazurski will lead off, and so far she's popped to center, and she had a sacrifice bunt. And again, these are bunting opportunities to first base every single time. So right down the line. High, ball one. I'm just surprised that, you just don't do more of that push bunt.
I think what they do is they let the pitcher cover the right,
I
first
agree,
base
but
side.
that's not an easy.
No.
That's not an easy throw. Much less, you got to set your feet.
Because I have a feeling that first baseman is not very quick.
Yeah.
Good pitch.
She's a little late on that one. That's a big smile on Kate Mazurski's face. And she goes down swinging for 2 outs. And in steps Lombardi.
Now batting, number 16, Ali Lombardi.
Lombardi's 1 for 2. Nice time to get another hit.
A dinger.
Yeah.
A homer.
Look at the right center field. My God. The whole infield's back,
Yeah.
too.
Well, you might as well. You got a strong hitter at the plate. That's going to be a long throw.
And she's going to beat it out.
She was, easily. Yeah, you're playing so deep, and I don't know if the shortstop's arm really, it's incredibly to throw it that deep in the hole.
Now at bat, Nate Purcell.
So 2 outs, and let's see if Lombardi tries to take second here. I don't know if you do that with Purcell hitting, but you certainly want to try to get her at second base.
Inside.
How about that first pass ball?
You see, someone like Lombardi, she doesn't have incredible speed, but she's really a smart base runner. And she's a gamer. Probably one of the best gamers on this team in terms of her intelligence, in terms of the game. Another tough one to second base. And that's a nice force out by Plymouth. So we head into the top of the 6th. And we are still scoreless.
5 full innings. The game is scoreless.
Hold on. Where's the bench?
Sleeping.
Where's Blue? Blue said he'd do it. Blue is doing it. Birmingham, where is he? Hey, Tom, we said you would.
Sixth inning, 2, 3, and 4.
Number 4.
Actually, she's done a pretty good job with these hitters.
Jackie Gummer, she struck out her last at bat, popped to third in the first inning. So for those of you who may have joined this broadcast a little bit late, you have missed quite the game, but you can still watch it on YouTube. Just hit the rewind button, I guess. But we are scoreless here in the top of the sixth inning, and it has truly been a pitcher's battle between Sandu of Plymouth and Chouinard of Goffstown. And she fouls it off for a 1-2 count.
Nice pitch.
That ball is in there for a strike. 3.
Next up, Tristan Keller.
That's her 6K in the game.
So number 23, Tristan Keller comes in.
This is another one you don't give anything up high to.
Well, she's had a line drive,
Yeah.
right? First base, and then what was the other one?
To
The pitcher.
the pitcher.
Yeah, right. So she's hit the ball pretty hard both times. And that's in the dirt. I think Kaylee's got to decide what she wants to do here. I don't think you want to give her anything too great to swing at. Kind of jammed her with that pitch. It's like a little bit of, took a little off that, I thought, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Either that or Keller just swung a tad bit late, but she looked like she was confused by that one.
Looks like she wants the ball up high to power.
Right.
Oh, what a good pitch.
What a pitch
What
there.
a good pitch.
And that faked me out.
Ooh.
I tell you, Kaylee Chouinard has just come a long way, you know. I mean, she really, the pitching here, I mean, Bill, she's truly pitching, you know what I'm saying? There's a difference between a thrower and a pitcher. I mean, Kaylee is truly picking her spots, you know, changing up the speeds. And you're right, she doesn't seem to be get flustered at all. All right, that's a full count now to Keller.
It's a big pitch.
Oh, it's a very big pitch. I mean, it's top of the sixth inning. I mean, we're scoreless, so anything here, any type of hit or any type of extra base hit could give one team a big advantage.
Good pitch.
And
Up.
and that's out of play. Coach, I hear Coach Fleming say, climb, Allie, climb. I'd say Allie Lombardi, I was talking to her in practices. I guess she's doing like the Tough Mudder. She's doing all these like racing type things where like obstacle courses. And I tell you, she came in unbelievable shape.
Good pitch.
Another one that's popped out of play.
So you're talking about obstacles. My only obstacle is get to dinner table on time.
Get to the dinner table. Around the chairs. Okay, so we've got 3-2. We got a full count.
I don't think she'll come with a changeup.
I see Summer Cody is here with us in the press box.
Shakes her off.
Summer was excused for nice sunglasses, Summer. She's got these very patriotic sunglasses. You can't see them. And then she's got like patriotic, she's got a little bit of color too in that hair.
That's a good move by the catcher to go out and talk to her. Get on the same page what they want to throw
Yeah.
to this batter.
And here, this could be the pitch of the game right here. And she throws that one in the dirt. So that's a walk for Casey Johnson.
Now batting is designated player, Casey Johnston.
So she's had a base on balls and a strikeout.
Yeah, but she's a dangerous hitter. And
I don't think she's a bunter.
again, Goffstown's middle infielders are playing deep.
No, she's
Woo,
not.
she took a
She's
rippage.
not gonna bunt.
She's not bunting, Bill.
No. No way.
If she bunts, I'll eat 10 hot dogs after this game. That ain't happening. Only 10. I think I could do it. She got to throw it. That was a little strange on that play, but she got the lead runner.
So that's a fielder's choice.
Yep.
She goes to first, and this girl was out
Yeah.
4-6.
You know, the good thing here for Coach Fleming is that he's got a whole season. He's got a lot of new players. He's got Emily Fournier at second base. This is her first year in varsity. Watterson, same thing. Shannon Gifford, same thing. And, you know, it's a play like that where Fournier's got the ability. There's no doubt about it. But she was like hesitant. And then, you know, you got to know right off the bat, I get it, lead, you know, I throw it to second.
Again, that's a communication thing. You know, somebody.
They should be yelling that,
get
right?
the lead
yeah,
runner.
Right. Well, no, I heard Coach Fleming say lead runner, but it's just one of these things that a year from now or at the end of the season, Emily Fournier's, that's going to be like second nature, you know? You're playing at a completely different level when you're playing at varsity versus JV.
I think he's going to make a change with the runner.
You can do that if they take her out. She's number 19. Number 19 is the right fielder, so I think now that means she's done, right?
I would think so.
Yeah. I'm not positive. I don't really know all those rules, but I don't think you can substitute unless she goes into. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think she can come back in. I could be wrong. We'll find out from Matt. He knows all the rules.
So we got Boyd up.
Right, and I tell you, this is Boyd had a base hit and then a ground out to the pitcher, right?
Yeah.
A weak ground out to the pitcher, but you do not want to have the pitcher next. You just don't. She's been crushing the ball.
So obviously he's taken number 19 out of the game. So number 1 should be going into.
Ooh, inside.
Got to get this one because Sandu.
Right, you do not want Sandu hitting here. You want her leading off the next inning, if anything. That's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is the one that you want to go after. Emily Boyd, the shortstop.
Oh,
she ducked into the strike. Yeah.
smart pitch.
Umpires don't like that. Is she that crowded to the plate? It's hard to see from this angle. And she strikes out to end the inning. So Look at that. Lombardi gives Chouinard a big hug. And we are headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. So Goffstown would be great if we could plate a couple of runs here. And what do we got leading off?
Davis, Gifford, and Watterson.
All right.
So 19 is going to right field. So 21 should be out of the game.
Third. So it's wild. Yeah. So you gotta say Shannon Gifford and then you do the play.
No, this girl got to run on the catcher.
That's what I'm
Gotta
thinking.
run.
Yeah.
Have her make the throw. The last 2 innings, she's bounced it to second.
Number 3, Amber Davis.
Amber's 0 for 2 today. Hit the ball twice, though.
Yeah, she grounded out both times, right?
Yep.
Great game here in Goffstown, Bill, between Goffstown and Plymouth. That's in there for a strike. She crushes one to second base, and that's going to be probably an error. It was right at her, but
Gets on, though.
right? She gets on. Come on.
Now batting, number 2, Shannon Gifford.
All right.
Okay, turn on.
Shannon's 1 for 2.
She holds up.
Good plate discipline.
So we have Davis at first base, average speed, but she can get to first or third pretty quick. That ball is crushed. Let's see if she goes to third.
No.
They hold her up. So Gifford crushes the ball into right center. To right field. So now you definitely have a bunting situation here.
Watterson. If she
So
does,
Justine Watterson,
you want the third baseman to field the ball.
right,
Now batting, Justine Watterson.
right, because you want that shortstop will be
Have
going
to
all the
be
way
on the
right,
move. There's a time
right.
we got a coach is coming out. He wants to set the play up.
Yeah, good job by the Plymouth coach to call a timeout. This is really an awesome game at scoreless, obviously. Goffstown needs to play to run, put a little pressure on Plymouth. And Gifford smoked that one. Maybe we could, while we have this timeout here, we'll play that one again for Shannon Gifford. All right, so in comes Justine Watterson. Let's see what she
Third
can do
baseman
here.
is in. First baseman is still back.
I called a strike. That looked like it was high, didn't it, Bill? Yeah. It doesn't look like Coach Fleming has got the bunt on. That ball, she swung low on that one. That's see, these are the situations where, you know, you want to get that runner to third because you've got wild pitches. You know, there's a lot of weird things that happen, and that's kind of a.
That's going to move the runners, and it might.
Okay, so she does her job in a not the. It worked just like a bunt, but that was not planned. But it was certainly executed the way that we would like to see. And now.
Squeeze.
I say yes. I say yes, but.
But look at the infield now.
Yeah.
At the corners they're in.
Yeah. You have to play infield in because.
Everybody's in.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she was going to bunt. Second and third for Goffstown. The pitcher, Schwinnard, is at the plate. Infield is in for the play at the plate. Nice stop by the catcher, Flaherty. That saved a run.
Yep.
1-1 count.
Get a little tight now.
Yeah.
Off-speed pitch.
You just want to get bat on ball here. And
Come out of here. Get out of here.
She's not going to get that one. That's.
We should have had the fishing net. We would have got it.
Yeah. Yeah, you even have the outfield is all in because obviously they're protecting a one-run game. You know, one run could win this game, so infield and outfield are both in. And that's gonna play to run. So Kaylee Schwinnard gets a hit, and right by the third baseman who was drawn in, and Kaylee Schwinnard gets a run batted in, and Goffstown takes the lead, 1-0.
Now batting Emily Fournier.
So now Emily Fournier comes up, and this is another situation where you should take second base. That's it. So Schwinnard takes second base. That takes the force out. Fournier drew a ball, I believe, on that play. I don't know, a ball on that play?
Yeah.
I don't know who's doing the scoreboard, but that's a ball.
They're in at the corner still.
And she bunts. That's okay. That's a good look, and I like that play. Another spot for Fournier here. Runners at second and third with only one out. Goffstown has plated a runner with Schwinnard's single past the third baseman. Scoring Davis. Now it's an 0-2 count. Sandu desperately needs a strikeout here. And she goes down. Got to run to first base. See, that's what you got to do. You got to go to first base because it could draw a throw. You know, it's little things like that really make a difference.
Okay, unassisted 2. Two runners on. Landry's up. She had a single, and then out 4-3.
Need another base hit here for Goffstown to make some insurance runs, but
pitch.
Great pitch by Sandu on the inside part of the plate. You know, so it's like I said, I think that's a sign of just maybe not knowing the situation or just, new to varsity. But these are these are good learning experiences that you'll take with you. And that's it. Landry, that's going to go to the gap. That plates 2. She's going to probably take third on this one, and she's going to go to third base. Here comes the throw. She's safe, and she stands up with a triple. So Carol Landry with a triple scores 2 more runs for Goffstown. That was the play of the game right there, folks. That broke this thing open. That was a sharp hit to the right center field. And because they were playing so far in, Bill, really the right fielder had no chance at that. There's no angle to go after.
No.
So here comes Mazurski. She takes that pitch high. And Mazurski has popped up and sacrifice bunt and a strikeout in her last at bat. So this is her 4th plate appearance. And she pops one back for even the count. So Goffstown has plated 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ooh, that one looked a little bit high.
But he's been consistent.
But he has been consistent. I would agree. He has called it both ways. I think this is probably one of the better umpiring crews. I've seen Mr. Birmingham before. He does a nice job. That's really all you want, is you just want consistency. And he is calling it both ways. Yeah. Yep. Really good job by Blue today. Can't always say that, Bill, but... So we've got 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Full count.
And it's a full count. That one looked a lot like that other pitch that was going.
Well, I'll tell you, you want to get her out because I don't want to see Lombardi.
I don't want to see Lombardi either if I'm Plymouth. And now you got Mazurski, who has so much speed, she could probably just tiptoe over to second base with her speed.
So this is the 8th batter of the inning.
So Lombardi got a base hit to center field, popped to short, and then also got another single. So she's 2 for 3 today. And they should take the pitch and advance the runner. And that's a good job by Lombardi. And now with runners at second and third with 1 strike on Lombardi. I'm a bit surprised at how far in they're playing, but I guess they have no choice. The outfield I'm talking about for Plymouth. That could drop. Nope. And she's safe. 2 more runs come in for Goffstown. That was a base running error by Lombardi.
So
she got lucky.
We got an F4.
So we got lucky on that one. That's an error
On the second baseman.
on the second baseman who dropped the ball. And, man, we are looking at one huge tow truck that just come through the parking lot here. I don't know if Kevin saw that big tow truck. That's like a tow truck for a tractor trailer.
I wonder if that's picking up a bus.
Yeah. That's low and inside to Megan Purcell. 2 more big insurance runs for Goffstown, but what was a super tight game between great teams. Right down the middle.
Can't wait on that one. Late.
Yeah, she's a little bit late on her swings. They might have run out of balls here in Goffstown.
The budget looks good, though.
The budget?
for the balls.
The ball budget. Just turned 6 o'clock, 6 p.m.
Let's go, 1-3. Let's go, Meg.
And that's gonna get caught by the second baseman, and that'll do it.
But that was a good inning. 5 runs.
And your score after 6
On-
innings, Goffstown 5, Plymouth 0.
So we're headed to
3.
top of 7.
Five runs on 3 hits. And they had a couple errors that inning. 1, 2 errors.
So we got a story today. Obviously, a great pitching performance so far by Kaylee Schwinard. She's got to try to finish this one out with a 5-run cushion. Shannon Gifford, freshman, taking the place of an injured third baseman,
Taylor
Gagnon, and she has gone 2 for 3 and had a nice diving play at third base. So the freshman has made an impact at third. And then Landry.
Yeah.
You know, that was just a massive hit that plated 2 runs.
I wonder if Matt's doing the same thing he did with Gagnon, putting Landry in the number 9 spot.
Yeah,
like he
yeah.
did
Well,
with-
you know what? I got to tell you, though, I don't – maybe that's the case, but Landry has been hitting the ball pretty well this year, right? Last year, not so much, but this year, yes. So
I think he likes that person down the
I
bottom.
agree. I think that is his coaching style. His coaching style is to put somebody in the 9 hole that almost can drive in some runs. So 17, the pitcher
Okay.
comes in, and she's rocketed
Yeah.
the ball every time
You
she's
can't
hit it.
give her something
And
new.
I would agree. I think here, that's Sandu,
Now batting, the pitcher, number 17, Kevin Sandu.
and she's hit the ball really well. She just gets a little piece of that one.
I don't know. The way she's standing, I might pitch her inside.
Yeah, because you're right. It's hard to turn it, right? What a pitch. What a pitch. That froze Sandu. Yeah.
Oh, my word. Got it.
And she gets her.
Big out, real big out.
Yeah, we just want to get that first
Now
out.
batting, number 7, Flaherty.
8th strikeout.
Flaherty.
So the catcher comes up, Flaherty,
She's been K'd twice.
and that's hit to Fournier. She better hustle with that one. I don't know about that underhanded stuff, but 2 outs.
Matt seems to be a little excited. That's good.
So Plymouth is down to their last at bat, last out here.
Strikeout and a second to first.
That was almost behind her.
Schwinard doesn't have to do anything different, just rock back and throw. Nice pitch.
And that's fouled off the first base side.
And that'll come back.
Souvenir. No, we don't do souvenirs here, right? That's only in like pro.
This is a great pitching performance by Schwinard.
And that's popped up to the second baseman, and she grabs it for the final out of the game. So what an awesome pitching performance by Kaylee Schwinard. And I have to say this, a pretty darn good pitching performance by Plymouth Sandu. I mean, Plymouth Sandu too, because she had an excellent game. She just there was that one inning that just kind of blew up for Plymouth. There was a couple errors, but Sandu had a great performance.
Yeah, I agree. I think we took advantage of every play we could get in that one inning. When you look at it, Chouinard only gave up 5 hits the whole game. Goffstown, 7 hits for the whole game. Chouinard struck out 7.
So
Great game.
let's talk a little bit about who we want to talk to. I think Chouinard, definitely. I mean, I think Landry, and I'm going to go. I'm going to go Gifford, freshman, 2 for 3 and a nice diving putout. I think we get her in the mix as well. And so we're gonna stop our broadcast now. Just so Goffstown pulls out a fantastic win against a very good Plymouth team with a 5-0 win. And Bill,
Yep, you'll see Plymouth again.
we'll see them again. And again, I heard that some of their starters were not here because they went on vacation. So that could be another issue. School vacation week, so that's
Next game's Wednesday.
Next game is Wednesday.
Oyster River.
So with that, Bill, thank you very much. We're going to go downstairs and interview some of the players. All right, I'm here with Kaylee Chouinard. Kaylee, it was an unbelievable pitching performance. That was a shutout, and you had 7 strikeouts. You seemed to be a little bit skittish in the first couple of innings.
Yeah.
Your ball you're not really hitting your spots. What was going on in those first 2?
I don't really know. I mean, I think I was nervous because I knew it was going to be a tough game for us, and I knew that we were going to have it was going to be pretty even between us. But in the end, I just settled down, and I was like, just pitch my game.
And it really was an even game. I mean,
Yeah.
Sandu for Plymouth pitched a great game.
Yeah.
You had a great hit, so you helped your own cause. You got a hit, I think it was down the third base
Yep.
side, and that scored the first run. How did that feel?
Felt good. I was like, just helping both ways, offense, defense.
Now tell me a little bit about like these pitches, because there was a couple of them where you threw an off-speed pitch and we were almost standing still up there. I mean, who's calling that? Was that the catcher? Or you
Yeah, Allie does an amazing job calling the pitches for me, and I'll shake her off once in a while, but most of the time she calls them and I just throw them in.
Well, you did a great job. My phone is ringing. That's how embarrassing is that? Okay, well, great job, Kaylee.
Thank
And
you.
you guys had a great game.
Thank you.
I'm here with Carol Landry. What a great game you had. That first inning, I think it was second inning, you caught a line drive off the pitcher. That thing was smoking right at you. And now you had that. You come up to the plate. You got runners on base. I mean, tell me what was going through your mind on that clutch hit.
Well, the coach said keep up the energy, and I really wanted to get those 2 home. So I just wanted to make contact and get them home.
And
get some more runs
you
up.
definitely did that. Now, were you smiling when you were going around those bases or what? Because
Yeah.
that was a clean triple.
Thank you. Yeah, I was. I was really excited.
Well, that was a great
Thank
job,
you.
and keep up the great work. So you're in the 9 spot, right? Now, does that take pressure off, or tell me a little bit about that? I mean, when you're in the 9 hole, it's like you're the last person at bat. But last year, Taylor Gagnon was in that spot, and she delivered. Now you're delivering big time. What's
Thank you.
going through your mind in that when you're batting in the 9th position?
Well, it's a good thing because I get to see the pitcher more and see where she's placing the ball. So I think it's pretty good. Keeps pressure off.
All right, well, great performance
Thank you.
today. Really awesome. All right, so I'm here with Shannon Gifford. Shannon, you had a really great game. So, you're a freshman on this team, and you went 2 for 3. You had a really good put out at third. Megan Purcell had an unbelievable stretch play. I don't know if you would have gotten her if she didn't stretch. But as a freshman, what's going through your mind? I mean, this is your first, first time as playing Goffstown High School varsity softball. I mean, any nerves at all? You just go in and you just play your game.
Not really. I just play my game. I feel, I have to be on the varsity level. I have to bring what I can do here. I made it for a reason, and I just got to play error-free softball and keep going.
So did you notice the theme music for yourself?
Yes.
Okay, so I promised your dad that if you did get a hit, that there would be some theme music, and the Wild Thing is your song. So if you do get hits, the Wild Thing comes up. So a fantastic performance and a great win.
Thank you.
All right. So Coach Fleming, what a great game. I mean, you
Wow.
called it beforehand. You said this is going to be a really tough matchup with Plymouth. Sandu had a gem of a game, too. Let's be honest. And if it wasn't for that rough patch, that they had, a couple of errors, it would have been a lot closer. But give credit where credit is due. Clutch hitting by Kaylee Chouinard, clutch pitching by Kaylee Chouinard.
Yeah.
And just an overall really good performance. A very clean game for Goffstown.
And that's what I was talking about in the pregame with you, about playing error-free softball and really just getting after it. And one of the things I'm just super proud of is what Kaylee Chouinard does for us every time. That's her 3rd start, only her 2nd win. out of the 3 starts, and she deserved a 3rd win earlier when we played Merrimack Valley. I thought she looked just as good, and the defense just buckled behind her, and it was just too rusty, But today they were clean. They were into it. They were talking. When I talked to you about the team gelling, their chemistry is great. Their communication is good. They know what their job is. They're constantly moving. But, credit to Plymouth. Both those pitchers look good today.
Oh, they look great.
And, those hits at the tail end of the game off of her were all fieldable balls that were just touched so hard by the offense on our side that
the
that
infield was playing in on a couple of them.
Yeah.
And, I always say that softball is also a game of luck. So Bill and I were we were questioning.
Yeah,
we're like,
sure you
Watterson is up at the plate. We got first and second base. And we're like, here comes a bunt, no bunt. But yet she gets the job done by hitting it to first. So I don't know what happened there.
I'll give you a spoiler alert on that. It was a called bunt.
Yeah.
And she thought I meant to put the ball up the line by swinging, and I don't know what she was.
I don't know, but it worked.
So then I said to her afterwards, I said, well, how did you hit it up there? Because I called bunt twice, and we had a good laugh. But here's the thing. She could have worked to 2 strikes on the bunt play and then had to hit the ball, and that's clutch. What they're doing right now with their bats is no mistake. These kids are hard-working hitters, and I'm really proud of what they've done. Last year our offense would be hot and cold. We're starting out this year with a very hot offense, and I hope it continues on towards the postseason and hopefully gives us a postseason berth. But like I told the girls out there today, the story of this game will be what Kaylee Chenard did from the hill.
Yeah, and I think this is exactly what we were talking about. You're facing a lot better competition with your schedule, and it's going to prepare you better in the long run. So
Plymouth is a Final Four
team.
team.
What a fantastic game, and best of luck on Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll get
All
it.
right.
Thanks.